Remember, we will always live in a very deceptive, manipulative world that's always geared in direction of what? Why would they use deception? To encourage corruption and oppression. Do not care if it's a child, elder, or even a material object. They will corrupt it all. For the sake of what? The bitterness that they possess within themselves, because that's their choice. You mean to tell me we got grown adults that experience and have children, and they still continue the corruption and the political tyranny of nations, whether it's a private company, spiritual establishment, congregation, pastor, priest, viceroy, or mediator. It doesn't matter. They will create the excuse to justify their means. So all you need to do is, if you want to identify the purity level, the divine level within themselves or within their type of teachings or their establishment, look and identify how selfless it is. If it's not purely, naturally selfless, where all benefit, then it's extremely corrupt. If they're not applying their teachings, just the simple quotas that are in the beginning, such as set no false idols, set no image, set no likeness, but they go as far as changing the likeness, changing the name. You already know they are in the direction of pure evil. Do not be fooled by this camaraderie or hospitality. It's just a blinding tactic to eventually have you stop applying any form of critical thinking, to eventually pimp and prostitute yourselves in all manners so they financially, resourcefully gain at will what they choose and please within your presence, property, and advancement in potential. It's like a group of people that gathered to make sure nobody exceeds their potential. No one in the group. Why you think they're so cult-like and have this perception of our way of thinking is the only way. Yeah, you can have debates, you can have critiques, but you'll also be ousted and casted, which is, oh well, who cares? You know what I mean? The person that you claim as your savior was massacred by the same people that were teachers of the law, but they went ahead and scandalized their version and made it completely of a material nature that's hidden under some form of righteousness, but it was not selflessness. It wasn't selfless. You know what I mean? The whole idea of being selfless is for all people to gain, not a particular group, not an advancement of a particular people, not an entire congregation just to go ahead and reap the fruits of others, but for all to gain in an overwhelming equal status, because that's what selfless divinity, purity is truly about. All you need to do is to identify the deception and premeditated tactics, objectives that are very deceiving, that seem very comfortable, is just to see the level of deception and selfish type conditions that are present What type of return did they gain? What was their ultimate conclusion? You know, did it really liberate the people or did it enslave the people? That's all you got to look at. Therefore, you'll see their true nature, which is totally opposite from anything that's selfless. Do not get confused in their jargon and their political tactics, religious and spiritual justifications of trying to identify what purity and liberation, because they're being mediators of wickedness and mediators of deceit. They lie better than any truthful person. Therefore, it's easy for them to apply deceit and to deny the ultimate truth. If they were truly righteous, they will only follow what is selfless. All those teachings. Accountability, transparency, and selfless. Haganantet, Tao Tao Mona.